Most men live their entire lives performing for an audience that doesn't even exist, bleeding their power through 1,000 micro-betrayals of their own truth. They chase validation from people who wouldn't cross the street to save them, revealing every weakness, every insecurity, every strategy to anyone who'll listen. But somewhere in the shadows moves a different breed of man, one who guards his secrets like a dragon guards gold, who understands that silence is not emptiness but the most potent form of power. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, where we don't just talk about independence, we live it, breathe it, and protect it with surgical precision. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on the 11 things Sigma males refuse to tell anyone. These aren't just personality quirks or social preferences, they're the fundamental algorithms that run the Sigma operating system, the hidden protocols that allow them to move through the world like ghosts who leave footprints only when they choose to. Every revelation you're about to discover represents years of observation, the distilled wisdom of men who've learned that the most powerful truths are the ones never spoken aloud. The Stoic philosophers understood this principle 2 millennia ago, that true strength comes not from what you display but from what you withhold, not from what you reveal but from what you master in silence. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, never intended for publication, that the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. The Sigma male has internalized this wisdom so completely that revenge itself becomes irrelevant. He simply operates on a plane where such pettiness cannot touch him. This isn't about being antisocial or misanthropic. This is about understanding that in a world where oversharing has become currency and vulnerability has been weaponized, the man who controls his narrative controls his destiny. The Sigma male doesn't withhold information out of paranoia. He withholds it out of wisdom, knowing that every secret revealed is a door opened, every truth shared is a potential point of leverage against him. 1. The Ghost Protocol. When a Sigma vanishes, it's not indecision, it's execution. They don't debate exits, they engineer them. One moment present, the next a memory. This isn't avoidance, it's strategic annihilation of a connection deemed toxic, draining, or simply irrelevant to their trajectory. The silence is the message, the absence is the closure. They leave no forwarding address for emotional vampires or energy thieves, preserving their vital reserves for pursuits that ignite their spirit, not extinguish it. The void they leave is deliberate, a firewall against the mundane. The Stoics called this the discipline of desire, the ability to walk away from anything that doesn't serve your highest good without explanation or justification. Epictetus taught that we become enslaved not by external circumstances but by our need to explain ourselves to others, to justify our choices to people who lack the wisdom to understand them. The Sigma male has internalized this teaching so completely that he can disappear from entire social circles without a single word of explanation, understanding that his peace of mind is worth more than their temporary confusion. This protocol isn't cruelty, it's surgical precision. The Sigma male doesn't ghost people to hurt them. He ghosts them to preserve his own energy for what truly matters. He understands that some relationships are like quicksand, the more you struggle to explain why you're leaving, the deeper you sink. So he simply stops struggling and walks away, leaving behind only the echo of his absence and the lesson that not all doors that close require a goodbye. 2. The Reverse Deception Gambit. Witnessing a lie, a Sigma doesn't flinch, they amplify it. They become the perfect mark, feeding the deceiver's ego, letting the web spin wider. To observe the spider. Every embellishment, every twist, reveals the deceiver's playbook and true weakness. This isn't passivity, it's psychological reconnaissance under deep cover. When the moment of truth arrives, and they choose it, the reveal isn't anger, it's cold, irrefutable evidence. The deceiver isn't just caught, their entire methodology is laid bare, leaving them strategically naked and powerless. The ancient Stoics understood that anger is a luxury the wise cannot afford. When Marcus Aurelius faced betrayal within his own court, he didn't react with fury, he studied the betrayer's methods, understanding that every lie contains within it the seeds of its own destruction. The Sigma male operates from this same philosophical foundation, turning deception into a masterclass in human psychology. He becomes the student of every liar he encounters, accumulating knowledge that serves him long after the immediate situation has passed. This gambit requires extraordinary emotional control, the ability to watch someone lie to your face while maintaining perfect composure. Lesser men react immediately, letting their emotions telegraph their awareness and destroying their strategic advantage. The Sigma male, schooled in stoic discipline, allows the liar to reveal their full hand before making his move. He understands that the most devastating response to deception isn't immediate confrontation. It's patient documentation followed by surgical exposure at the moment of maximum impact. 3. The architect's blueprint, never shared. Sigmas are master architects of their lives, constantly drafting intricate blueprints for empires, personal, professional, intellectual. But these blueprints stay locked within their mental vault. Revealing the plan invites sabotage, unsolicited opinions, or the crushing weight of external expectation. They build in silence, brick by unseen brick. The grandeur of their vision is felt in their focused intensity, their relentless drive, not in boastful pronouncements. Sharing the blueprint risks diluting its power. Executing it in solitude ensures its integrity and their absolute autonomy over the construction. The Stoic concept of preferred indifference applies here. External validation is neither good nor bad in itself, but the wise man doesn't depend on it. The Sigma male understands that every dream shared prematurely is a dream partially surrendered to the opinions and limitations of others. He operates like a master chess player who never reveals his strategy until the game is won, knowing that the most powerful moves are the ones your opponent never sees coming. This architectural secrecy isn't paranoia, it's preservation of creative integrity. The moment you tell someone about your grand plans, you invite their fears, their limitations, their well-meaning but ultimately destructive advice into your creative process. The Sigma male builds his empire in the shadows, allowing others to witness only the final manifestation of his vision. By the time they see what he's built, it's already too late to influence or undermine it. 4. The Sanctuary of Solitude. That quiet space a Sigma retreats to isn't emptiness, it's a crucible. It's where raw experiences are forged into wisdom, chaos is distilled into clarity, and the self is meticulously rebuilt. This solitude is non-negotiable sacred ground, fiercely defended against intrusion. It's not misanthropy, it's alchemy. Within this self-imposed exile, they recharge their formidable focus, wrestle with complex ideas undisturbed, and emerge stronger, sharper, ready to navigate the noise without being consumed by it. Disturb this sanctuary at your peril. It's the engine room of their entire being. The Stoics viewed solitude not as isolation but as communion with the highest parts of ourselves. Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations in the quiet moments between battles, using solitude to process the complexity of leadership and the weight of responsibility. The Sigma male follows this same pattern, using his alone time not for escapism but for intensive self-examination and strategic planning. He understands that the quality of his thoughts determines the quality of his life, and quality thinking requires undisturbed space. This sanctuary isn't just physical, it's psychological. The Sigma male creates internal boundaries that protect his mental space from the chaos of other people's emotions and expectations. He has learned that most people's need for constant interaction comes from their inability to be alone with their own thoughts. By mastering solitude, he gains access to insights and creative solutions that escape those who never allow themselves to sit in silence. 5. The currency of silence, wealth and struggle. Sigmas understand money is power, and power attracts parasites and predators. Discussing specifics, windfalls, struggles, exact figures, is broadcasting a vulnerability. They champion financial intelligence, strategy, investment, discipline, but keep their own ledger encrypted. Revealing wealth paints a target. Revealing hardship invites pity or exploitation. Their financial journey is a solitary trek. They build their fortress silently, ensuring its walls are high and its foundations unseen, protecting their freedom and security above all else. The Stoic principle of what is up to us versus what is not up to us applies powerfully to financial matters. The Sigma male understands that his financial position is completely within his control, but other people's reactions to his financial position are not. By keeping his financial reality private, he maintains absolute control over one of the most important aspects of his life. He doesn't need external validation for his financial decisions because he has internalized the wisdom that true wealth is measured not by what you have but by what you don't need. This financial privacy isn't about shame or insecurity, it's about strategic advantage. The moment you reveal your financial situation, you change the dynamic of every relationship. People begin to view you through the lens of your money rather than your character. The Sigma male understands that financial information is one of the most powerful forms of leverage in human relationships, and he guards it accordingly. 6. The Benevolent Shadow. Forget public charity galas. Sigma benevolence operates in the shadows. Solving a problem anonymously, providing crucial support unseen, shifting a trajectory without taking credit, this is their currency of impact. Recognition cheapens the act for them. The purest motive is the silent resolution. They derive profound satisfaction from effecting change, knowing they know the truth of their action. The deed itself is the reward, the lack of fanfare its integrity. Their legacy isn't etched on plaques, but in the unspoken gratitude of lives quietly uplifted. The Stoic concept of virtue as its own reward finds perfect expression in this shadow benevolence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you do good, don't expect gratitude. Don't wait for recognition. The act of doing good is reward enough." The Sigma male has internalized this teaching so completely that he actively avoids recognition for his good deeds, understanding that the moment an act becomes public, it becomes partly about ego rather than purely about service. This anonymous giving isn't about humility, it's about purity of intention. The Sigma male understands that the most powerful form of impact is the kind that requires no witnesses, no applause, no acknowledgement. He helps because the situation requires helping, not because he wants to be seen as helpful. This creates a different kind of legacy, one measured not in public accolades but in the quiet transformation of individual lives. 7. Emotional sovereignty. Sigmas aren't islands but they are self-contained nations. They forge deep connections but never outsource their emotional stability. Happiness, validation, core resilience, these are internally sourced. They feel intensely but process independently. This isn't coldness, it's profound self-reliance. They engage relationally from a place of wholeness, not need. Leaning in is a choice, not a requirement. This sovereignty shields them from the emotional turbulence of others and ensures their inner compass remains true, regardless of external storms. The Stoic practice of the discipline of assent, choosing how to respond to external events, becomes second nature to the Sigma male. He understands that emotional reactions are not automatic responses but conscious choices, and he exercises this choice with the precision of a master craftsman. When others around him are caught in emotional storms, he remains anchored to his own center, offering stability through his very presence rather than getting pulled into the chaos. This emotional independence isn't callousness, it's the deepest form of care. By maintaining his own emotional equilibrium, the Sigma male becomes a source of strength for others without becoming dependent on their emotional states for his own well-being. He can offer genuine support because he's not seeking anything in return, not even emotional validation. Drama, the Kryptonite rejection. Sigmas possess a near-physical aversion to interpersonal drama. They see it not as passion but as catastrophic system failure, a vortex of wasted energy born from insecurity and poor boundaries. Engaging is like pouring fuel on a dumpster fire. Their solution? Ruthless boundary enforcement and radical self-sufficiency. They solve their own problems decisively, expecting others to do the same. Gossip, emotional manipulation, triangulation. These aren't entertainment, they're contaminants. Sigmas don't navigate drama, they quarantine it or evacuate entirely. The Stoic understanding of what is up to us versus what is not up to us creates a natural immunity to drama. The Sigma male recognizes that other people's emotional chaos is not his responsibility to fix or participate in. He maintains his energy for challenges that actually matter, understanding that drama is almost always a waste of precious mental and emotional resources. This drama aversion isn't about superiority, it's about efficiency. The Sigma male has learned that drama is typically a symptom of unclear boundaries and unresolved internal conflicts. Rather than getting pulled into the surface-level chaos, he addresses the root causes in his own life and expects others to do the same. His refusal to participate in drama often serves as a wake-up call for others, showing them what emotional maturity actually looks like. 9. The past, fuel not anchor. History for a Sigma is mined for lessons not mourned as loss. Regret is an inefficient emotion, bitterness, a poison they refuse to swallow. They acknowledge the scars, the hard-won wisdom, but their gaze is fixed on the horizon. The past is data informing future strategy, not a prison. They transmute pain into resilience, betrayal into sharper discernment. Dwelling is stagnation. Sigmas are engines of forward motion. They carry the lessons lightly, using them to build, not to bleed. The Stoic practice of the view from above, seeing events from a cosmic perspective, transforms how the Sigma male relates to his personal history. What others experience as trauma, he processes as education. What others carry as wounds, he transforms into wisdom. This isn't denial or suppression. It's alchemical transformation of experience into strength. This forward-focused mentality isn't about forgetting the past, it's about refusing to be imprisoned by it. The Sigma male understands that every moment spent dwelling on past hurts is a moment stolen from building future success. He honors his experiences by learning from them, not by remaining stuck in them. His relationship with his past becomes a source of power rather than a drain on his energy. 10. The Calculated Disengagement. Ever talk to a Sigma and sense they're elsewhere? They are. They master the art of surface-level engagement, the nod, the timely murmur, while their core consciousness is light years away, solving complex problems or immersed in deeper thoughts. This isn't rudeness, it's ruthless prioritization. They conserve cognitive energy for what truly matters. Mundane chatter gets the autopilot. Their true focus is reserved for battles worth fighting, ideas worth exploring, silence worth keeping. Distracting them from their inner world is like trying to divert a river with a spoon. The Stoic concept of attention as the most valuable resource governs this calculated disengagement. The Sigma male understands that his attention is his most precious asset, and he guards it accordingly. He can engage in small talk when socially necessary, but his true consciousness remains focused on more meaningful pursuits. This isn't antisocial behavior, it's strategic resource management. This mental multitasking isn't about being present in body but absent in mind, it's about operating on multiple levels simultaneously. The Sigma male can maintain social courtesy while his deeper mind works on complex problems, creative projects, or strategic planning. He has learned to compartmentalize his consciousness, giving each situation exactly the amount of attention it deserves, no more, no less. 11. The Uniqueness without announcement. A Sigma knows their difference isn't a badge to be worn, it's the air they breathe. They feel no compulsion to declare their singularity. It manifests in their unconventional choices, their unyielding standards, their quiet confidence that needs no audience. Striving for external validation for simply being is alien to them. Their uniqueness is intrinsic, woven into their actions and their unwavering presence. They understand that true distinction resonates in the impact made, not the noise generated. Trying to figure them out is missing the point. Their power lies in simply being the enigma, effortlessly. The Stoic ideal of virtue as its own reward eliminates the need for external recognition of one's uniqueness. The Sigma male doesn't need others to acknowledge his distinctiveness because he has internalized the understanding that his value doesn't depend on external validation. His uniqueness becomes a fact of his existence, not a claim requiring proof. This quiet confidence isn't arrogance, it's the deepest form of self-acceptance. The Sigma male has done the internal work to understand and embrace his authentic self, which eliminates the need to convince others of his worth. He operates from a foundation of self-knowledge so solid that external opinions become irrelevant. His uniqueness speaks through his actions, his choices, his very presence, requiring no verbal declaration or social media announcement. These 11 secrets aren't just information, they're invitations. Invitations to examine your own life, to question the compromises you've made, to consider whether you're living authentically or performing for an audience that may not even exist. The Sigma male's refusal to reveal these aspects of himself isn't about being secretive, it's about being sovereign. It's about understanding that in a world obsessed with transparency, the most powerful position is the one that remains mysteriously effective. The Stoic philosophers knew that the unexamined life is not worth living, but they also understood that the over-examined life, the life lived constantly under the microscope of others' opinions, is equally tragic. The Sigma male has found the balance between self-awareness and self-protection, between authenticity and autonomy. He shares what serves, conceals what preserves, and never confuses the two. Here at Sigma Male Community, we don't just study these principles, we live them. We understand that true strength comes not from what you reveal but from what you master, not from what you share but from what you transform. If this resonates with you, if you recognize yourself in these 11 revelations, then you're already part of a brotherhood that exists beyond geography, beyond demographics, beyond the shallow categories that divide most men. The path of the Sigma male isn't about isolation, it's about integration. Integration of wisdom and action, of independence and purpose, of silence and strength. These 11 secrets are the foundation stones of a life lived entirely on your own terms, a life that makes its own rules and walks its own path. Take what serves you from tonight's revelation. Apply what resonates. Transform what challenges you. And remember, the most powerful response to this video isn't just watching it but becoming it. Hit that like button if this shifted something in your perspective. Share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. Subscribe and turn on notifications because Sigma Male Community is your base camp for this journey toward authentic masculine sovereignty. The world needs more men who understand that true power comes not from what you display but from what you develop, not from what you announce but from what you achieve. Be that man. The revolution starts with you and it starts in silence. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, where authenticity isn't just taught, it's lived.